Alright guys, I am making this video update because I have to clarify some things that occurred after I put up my video update from yesterday. I didn't think I'd have to do this, but apparently I do. So, let me get right into it. I am experiencing a case of deja vu. Why? Because I just finished Fallout 3, and now the exact same thing is happening that happened when I finished Oblivion. All those months ago. Oh god. And the saddest thing is, I knew this was going to happen. Why? Because I've been making these videos for over a year and a half now, and I know how people react. I know what you guys like. I know how you guys react to different things. Just because I've worked with you guys for so long. And honestly, I'm really, really irritated that it's come to this. I really am. I'm sorry, but I had to say that. Basically, when I finished Oblivion, you recall everyone said, because Oblivion was over 100 parts, it was giant, because I did the main quest line, then I did the guilds, and then I did the Shivering Isles. And immediately, everyone, instead of saying, cool, I wonder what's coming next, or this was a cool LP, or that was cool, everyone immediately said, Fallout 3, Fallout 3, Fallout 3, it must be Fallout 3, you gotta do Fallout 3. Don't do anything else, don't deviate away from Bethesda, these are the only games we want you to play. And I didn't want to do Fallout 3 at the time, because I just finished Oblivion, and I've been playing it for so long, I figured, okay, I want to do something different. So I went on to Knights of the Old Republic, had a lot of fun with that, and I thought, I don't want to do Fallout 3 right now, but maybe sometime down the road, I'll do Fallout 3. I mean, it doesn't have as many storylines as Oblivion. It has its main quest and then the Broken Steel add-on, but it doesn't have guilds like Oblivion does. It doesn't have any other different sidelines unless you purchase the DLCs. Excuse me. And so basically, Oblivion storyline was gave me a lot more to record because I was sticking to the storylines. Fallout 3 just has its main storyline, and then the rest are side quests and random exploration, which are a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's just that gave me a more solid ground to follow. So I figured when I started Fallout 3, I told myself, okay, I'm in the middle of Dragon Age Origins, but I've been playing it for a while now. I'm a healthy way into it. I want to try something different. What's a fun game that I can kind of do as a little back one, just kind of be very relaxed about it. And then I looked at him and said, you know what? Everyone wanted me to do Fallout 3 a long time ago, and then I figured it's been a good amount of time. I figured I like Fallout 3. It's a fun game to play. So why don't I just do a casual playthrough of that and then go back to Dragon Age, go back to my normal schedule. So that's what I did. And honestly, I regret doing Fallout 3 now. I regret doing it. Why? Because as soon as I finished Fallout 3, which it even stated in the description was just going to be a small LP, it was just going to be the main quest line and the Broken Steel add-on. Because the Broken Steel add-on continues the main quest. And everyone, as soon as I finished it, keep going with Fallout. You gotta do more Fallout. Fallout, Fallout, Fallout. You gotta do the side quests. You gotta do more random exploration, I'm sorry. And honestly, it irritated the hell out of me, because I just made 18 Fallout videos, 17 gameplay ones, and then the credits one, which I'm prepared to bet a lot of you didn't watch, because if you did watch that, you would have heard me basically tell you what I'm telling you now, the explanation as to why I wasn't going to go any further with it. And so, basically that was just, I was irritated because I had to repeat myself, and I'm thinking, oh god, they didn't read the description of the video, which would have told them everything, and they didn't watch the credit video, which explained everything. So I figured, what's the point in me even doing this? But I'm just irritated because, okay, on average, I try and put up one video a day that's 20 minutes in length. Sometimes it's a little shorter, sometimes it's a little longer, depending upon the footage and how much I can get into 20 minutes. It just depends on what happens. I try and cut off the video at a good point where the story can continue on next time. That's how I try to do it. And so, oh god, I've completely lost my train of thought now. But to make that 20 minutes, I have to capture it for 20 minutes of gameplay. Or actually, I record for about an hour at a time. So, let's say I play for an hour. Then I have to transfer it to the video editor, which is another hour. Then I have to cut out any little segments that I don't like, or where the game kind of got a little buggy, or if there's nothing really interesting happening and I'm just wandering aimlessly. Then I have to cut those little bits out. Maybe cut out a loading screen, something uninteresting like that. Then I have to recode the video, which takes 2 hours. Then I have to upload it, which takes another 2 hours. So you're looking at essentially 6 hours of work. I'm not actually, well, the video is recoding and everything, I can do other things, but it still takes its time. So from start to finish, it takes 6 hours of a process just to get 20 minutes of footage up on YouTube for you guys. And if I'm going to take that much time and do that, I love doing it, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't do it if I didn't love to do it, but I want it to be doing something that I'm enjoying working on. If I'm not enjoying it, then it's going to reflect in the work, and then you guys aren't going to enjoy it because the work's going to be garbage. And it just irritates me that at the end of Fallout, when I figured it was going to be a small one, and then everyone says, oh, you got to do more, you got to do more, you got to do more. In fact, I haven't even checked my inbox yet today, but how much do you want to bet that it's going to be full of things saying more side quests, or get the other DLCs, get Point Lookout, get the Pit, get Operation Anchorage. Which I'm not going to get, by the way, because those DLCs are $10 each. And I personally believe that that's robbery. I don't even think Broken Steel was worth $10. An hour and a half of gameplay, and the ability to continue playing after you finish the main quest, which should have been in the game to begin with, in my opinion. Because I've seen playthroughs of Operation Anchorage, and the Pit, Mothership Zeta, Point Lookout, and I honestly didn't think they were that good. That's just my opinion. Flame me if you want, but I didn't particularly care for them. I still like Fallout. I think it's a fun game, but Fallout honestly isn't my favorite franchise, and that's all you guys want me to do, and it's irritating me because as soon as I finished it's a pattern. It's a cycle. Because if I were to do what you want now and get all the DLCs and play through them, you still wouldn't be satisfied. Then you'd want even more Fallout. How much you want to bet? I finished Oblivion and everyone immediately said, Fallout, 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 Fallout. So then I did Fallout. I did the Broken Steel out on the main quest. Now let's say I go through and do all the side quests. Then immediately after I finish those, everyone's going to say, get the DLCs, get the DLCs. Okay, and let's say I do those. You know what comes next? New Vegas, New Vegas, New Vegas. Which I don't have and have no intention of purchasing. It's not that I think it's a bad game. I think it looked like a great game. I had a lot of fun watching other people playing it with some friends of mine. But it's not a game I'd want to purchase for myself. It's not that I think Fallout is a bad franchise. It's a great franchise. It's a great series of games. But they're not my favorite brand of games. I don't just want to play Bethesda games. I want to do variety. Which is why I've considered starting up a different thing in parallel to Dragon Age Origins, because something a little more fast-paced, along with something that's a little more slow-paced. But all you guys want me to do is Bethesda, and I don't want to do it. I really don't. It's not that I'm not, and again, I'm not, because someone's going to say, "Oh, you idiot! You don't understand the in-depth of Fallout and how amazing it is. You could never understand the brilliance of it." But I do. I know the storyline behind Fallout. I think it's a great franchise. It's just not my personal favorite. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It just doesn't do it for me all the time. The Fallout games are fun to play from time to time, but they're not the ultimate franchise in my eyes. Nothing is. I don't like to just play one thing constantly, which is why I try to do variety. If I think, by the end of Oblivion, I was thinking, oh my god, I just want this done because I've been doing it for so long. I love Oblivion, I think it's a great game, but after you've played it for so long, I want to do something different, which is why I went to Knights of the Old Republic. And even towards the end of Knights of the Old Republic, I've been playing that for a while. This is why I have the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood videos that go up from time to time. So if I want to record, but I don't want to do the same thing I've been doing, I have something different just to throw in there, just to kind of break the cycle. But everybody, as soon as I finish one Fallout thing, they just go on to something else. And again, it's the pattern. If I did everything in Fallout 3, then you'd want me to get New Vegas. And once I did the New Vegas storyline, guess what everyone's going to say next? And I know you would. Now do Honest Hearts. Do Blood Money. Old World Blues. And it just irritates me that it's selfish. It's really selfish, the people that do that. the you don't care about what the other people want. You don't. Well, I'm not gonna go there. I'm sorry. That was rude. That was rude of me. I apologize there. But the just you have to consider what other viewers want, because not everyone likes the Bethesda games. They watch them. They like to watch me play them. But I've gotten plenty of messages saying, "Are you going to continue Dragon Age Origins soon? Why aren't you going to do that?" And that's not fair to them either. I have to do a variety, because otherwise I get sick of it and everyone else gets sick of it. So I just wanted to clarify that. And you know what? Even if I were to do all of Fallout 3 and then all of Fallout New Vegas, there's another thing I'm dreading this year. There is a day I'm dreading above all the others. November 11th, 2011. I am dreading it. I am absolutely dreading it. Do you know why? You all know what the day means. You all know the significance of it. Because at 12:01 on November 11th, my inbox is going to get flooded asking me, "Where's Skyrim? Skyrim, Skyrim, Skyrim. Are you going to do Skyrim? Are you going to do Skyrim? Why aren't you doing Skyrim? Why isn't it up? The game's been out for 3 minutes. Why aren't you uploading it?" And it's, first of all, I'm not going to get Skyrim right when it comes out, because that's not what I do. I don't purchase games as soon as they launch, no matter how much I'm looking forward to anticipating them. It just, honestly, I buy maybe 1 or 2 games a year, max. That's it. I'm not a huge gaming freak. I don't purchase all the big retail price games as soon as they come out. And if I were to record it as soon as it comes out, that would be terrible, because I wouldn't know anything about it. And in addition, it's going to be full of bugs. I mean, no matter how much they hammer it out, Skyrim's going to be a giant game, so I mean, it's going to have a couple of bugs here and there, because the bigger the game is, the bigger the bugs. So it's going to take him a couple days to maybe release a patch, hammer out some of those things. It was the same thing with Mass Effect and Dragon Age and all the other big giant releases. Fallout New Vegas was full of huge bugs when it was first released, because it was just such a massive game that they couldn't hammer them all out, because there was just so much to go there. I mean, obviously they've released patches since then, and they've fixed a couple of them, but there's always going to be a couple. And I've gone off on a bit of a tangent. Oh, God. So now that I've had my rant saying why I don't want to just do the Bethesda games and why I was irritated, and my annoyance towards the people who just frequently requested more and more Fallout or more... Some of you are going to ask me why I'm not going to do the Fallout DLCs. They're not worth $10. They really aren't. If I'm going to spend $10, I'm not going to blow it on a DLC that's only going to last about 2 hours tops. Because, I mean, Operation Anchorage, Point Lookout, The Pit, Mothership Zeta, I've seen playthroughs of all of them. I've even played through a couple of them with my friends, but I don't personally have them, nor do I have any intention of purchasing them, because $10 is just too high a price. And that's true, a lot of DLCs are overpriced, but I'm not going to go down that road anymore. So that's basically all I wanted to say there. However, I am not just here to be a naysayer, I do have a solution. I've gotten a couple of ideas over the past few weeks, and I've been kind of mulling them all over, deciding what I want to do. And I have a solution. I have a solution, and I'm going to implement it. A couple of weeks ago, I got a suggestion saying maybe once a week you should do... This person said, "I know you mainly like to keep your Let's Plays strictly to the main quest lines, and if there's a different storyline, then stick it to that. Don't deviate or do anything like that, because it would take too much hassle, and the recording time would be a bit of a hassle, because it wouldn't be part of the main story. But have you considered maybe once a day doing a side quest day? Maybe pick a game, do a side quest from that game, and once a week just upload those." And I thought that was an interesting idea, and I'd been considering it. Then I had some people say, "Hey, you should be interactive. You should create an interactive LP." That's basically an LP where you start the first couple of videos where you set everything up and you get yourself set in the game, and then from there on you say, leave comments here and ask me what you want to do, and then I'll pick one random one, And then I'll do that next video, and then in that video leave another comment about what you think I should do, and then I'll pick one randomly from there and I'll go ahead and do that. And those are fun to do sometimes because it makes the audience feel involved, and I've considered doing that. So this is my solution. This is what I propose. Starting this Sunday, SideQuest Sunday is what I'm calling it. I'm going to be starting SideQuest Sunday, which is going to be basically me doing something random in Fallout 3. Whether it's wandering aimlessly, gathering some other items, maybe finding some of the unique weapons, doing some of the side quests out there, because there's a boatload of them. Stealing Independence, Agatha's Song, Riley's Rangers, there's a whole bunch of them. And basically, just going around randomly at every Sunday, there'll be instead of my normal LP, there's going to be a 20-minute video that says, it's basically me doing some random stuff in Fallout, just wandering, maybe getting some of the weapons if I run across a side quest. Because the side quests are, you find side quests basically, they're in the little side towns or the underground settlements or wherever. So I figured, this is a good way, this is a compromise. I can continue on with my normal LPs doing what I want to do, and then once a week I can go back to Fallout, revisit some of the random stuff, maybe do a side quest, wander around a bit, just talk, kind of use it as like a weekly update and just kind of add some interesting little side commentary and just kind of go from there. So that's what I kind of thought would be a good idea. And that's basically how it's going to be implemented. Starting this Sunday, you'll see the updates of that. And starting tomorrow, or probably later today, because I'm going to record another session of Dragon Age here, and I'm going to go to that. But honestly, I do hope you guys will continue to watch all the LPs I do, and not just my Bethesda ones, because as much as I love Bethesda, I think their games are fantastic, it's just that Fallout isn't my favorite franchise. It's a good franchise, like I've said, but it's just personally not my favorite. Oh dear, I'm sorry. And then, because I'm going to give you an example. This is kind of off topic. I know I've been going on a bit of a tangent here, but this is, I'm going to give you guys an example. There was an LPer a long time ago. His name was Lord Vega. And he was the first Let's Player I ever saw. He was one of the first ones who got started up, and he was a giant. Like, he was a big hit. He did an Oblivion LP, and he just stuck to the main quest, and everyone enjoyed it. That was the end of it. And he also did the Shivering Isles. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of him. I mean, if you've heard of me, odds are you've heard of him. So, but what really sold it for his channel is he liked to do a lot of the classic games. He had a lot of games for the Super Nintendo, the NES, the Atari, the Sega Master System, all the classic consoles. He'd do little action platformer ones. And that's his first LP was actually Super Mario RPG. And what he did was he did a blind Let's Play of the first Silent Hill game. Because, it's a survival horror game. It's kind of fun to watch him kind of go through it, kind of get spooked by all the horrors and all that crazy stuff, kind of solve the puzzles, put some funny, honest reactions on the side. Those are the kind of games that blind LPs are fun to do. And it was a huge hit. Everyone took off, and he really enjoyed doing it, so he said, you know what? I enjoyed this so much, so I'm going to go do a couple other LPs, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a blind run of Silent Hill 2, which he did. And that was a lot of fun. Everyone enjoyed that. They thought that was a smashing hit. And when he finished that one, he got boatloads of comments saying, where's Silent Hill 3? Do Silent Hill 3. Whenever he tried to do another LP, Silent Hill 3 was all that came up in the comments section. And that's true of me, too. I mean, when I was doing Knights of the Old Republic, because I ran Knights of the Old Republic 1 parallel to Oblivion, every time I did Knights of the Old Republic, a lot of the comments were basically saying, do the Fighters Guild, go back to Oblivion, do the Mages Guild, do the Mages Guild, back to the Fighters Guild. And be honest with me. Be honest with me here. You don't have to type anything in the comments, but just think to yourself. How many of you just watched my Oblivion LP and my Fallout LP? And whenever you went on to one of my other projects, it was just to ask me, when are you starting up Oblivion again? When are you going back to Oblivion or Fallout? That's what I thought. Didn't even read the description of the videos or do anything like that. Just, when are you doing the next one? I mean, every Let's Player has people like that. It's unfortunate, but hey, I mean, if that's your interest, that's your interest. But basically, what happened with Vega is that as soon as he went back to Silent Hill 3 and did the blind run of that, that was the last one he ever did. That was the last Silent Hill LP he did. And everyone was irritated, like, oh no, now you gotta do Silent Hill Homecoming, you gotta do the next ones, you gotta keep going. He said, no, I don't want to. And eventually he just stopped Let's Playing. So, basically that's all I wanted to say there. I've given you a little example. I've gone on quite the tangent here. I've been talking for at least a good 20 minutes now. I don't have a timer in front of me, so I couldn't tell you. But that's basically it. So please just understand, I just had to get that off my chest. I was a little irritated. I haven't even checked my comments this morning, but I'm certain it's going to be lots of people asking me for DLCs and all that stuff. If you have left comments like that, don't worry about it. Don't bother removing them. They still show up in my inbox even if you delete them. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to go off on anyone. I'm not going to block anyone. I'm not going to do anything like that. Please just try to understand that I like variety. I have to record it. I have to play it. I have to recode it. I have to upload it. If I'm not enjoying it, there's no point in me doing it. So that's just all I wanted to say there, and please understand, not mad, and that's honestly all I wanted to say. So, Dragon Age is going to be resuming, like I planned, and then Side Quest Sunday is going to be like a new thing that I do once a week. So, that's all I wanted to say, and thanks for listening to my lecture.